I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I love that tent in the background. Is this your preschool room?
Yes, it's a little reading tent in the back.
That's awesome. My first year teaching, I had a portable and I tried to make it like a camping theme. And I tried to set up this like little tent in the reading corner and it got destroyed like immediately. And I was so upset. That's adorable. Anyways, I'm excited to hear about your preschool and what you got going on. But first, I need a little backstory. What was going on before all of this?
Well, last year and 7 years prior, I was an elementary school teacher. I loved teaching ever since I could think of it. Like as a child, I'd play teacher. I'm Miss Alyvia as like a little 7-year-old. So
Yeah.
I went into college and I decided, yep, teaching is what I have to do. I tried other things like nursing. I tried majoring in mathematics. Nothing. I was like, I have to be a teacher.
Yeah.
So I went into elementary school teaching, absolutely love it. But everything changed when I had my son.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a little 16-month-old, and it was just the hardest thing last year with COVID and I got to stay home with him a lot, which was great, a
Yeah.
blessing. But then going back in and feeling the normal routine again, I was just not
Yeah.
as happy as I thought I would be going back in.
Totally. I hear that. I just had a baby 4 months ago and I'm so glad I did this because I would be going back, back into my first grade
Mhm.
classroom right now. And I can't imagine. I don't think I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to put him down. So I totally hear that. Okay. So your reason was your baby, as so many people's reasons are your baby. Okay. So tell me how it came to be.
So I would say it was November or December of 2020 when I saw an ad randomly on Facebook about starting your own preschool. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I've been thinking about, actually, I've told everybody I'm not going back into the school system next year. I've told everybody. And now I have
Yeah.
this opportunity. Like, ever since I did start teaching, I was like, my whole goal is eventually to open an after school care program and a summer camp so that I could do more of what I really want and think the students need
Right.
versus having to follow all of the rules in the school system too. So it just seemed perfect.
What grades were you teaching in the public school?
My heart was in third grade, but I also taught second grade. My last year was second grade. I dabbled in kindergarten for like a year and in fourth grade for a year. So
Okay.
a little bit
So
everywhere.
you were still teaching in the district when you decided this was going to be your plan?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the process like to do that while teaching in the district?
Well, it was a slow process starting the preschool. I would just watch like the Monday motivations and pretty much do nothing, but just listen and watch. And I bought Preschool in a box and did not touch it for months. So I was like, man, I just wasted all this money. But eventually I got to it.
Mm-hmm.
And in school, it was normal. I still loved going and seeing, I was all virtual last year. So
Okay.
I love seeing them on the computer every day. And it was a blast. But coming home and thinking about preschool every time it was a little different. I
Yeah.
didn't do too much until the very end of the school year.
Okay. So, but you already like decided at that point when, like, once you got the book or when did you decide that you were going to start that?
It was around that time. So that November, December time, I was like, I really, really don't want to leave my baby next year. I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
But I had no other option really. I was doing VIP kid. And I was like, I can just do that for hours in the morning. It'd be fine. And I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
So I was not really convincing my husband of that one. But
And now, did you hear they're like shutting down those
yes,
companies? Yeah.
yeah, they're not allowing foreign teachers to teach
I
in
know.
China. So
That's
that's
crazy.
scary.
Yeah. So you had this plan the whole year. And when did it start actually getting put into motion?
I would say when in January or February, when the students really started coming back into the building.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just nervous all the time. I didn't know. I just stayed in my room by myself because I was a full remote teacher. So I just stayed in my room the whole day and I just wasn't as fulfilled as I wanted to be
Yeah.
just because I
Do
know
you
I
still have
wanted
to
to be.
teach at school?
Yeah, they made us go into the
Oh.
building. Around that time of year, we had to go into the building every day, but we just sit in our classroom by ourselves. So
Oh gosh, no, that would have been oh no, I would have been
it was
so
not
mad about
fun.
that.
I was like, my baby's at home. I have all
Yeah,
these little breaks because the students can't be online that
right,
long.
right.
But I mean,
Ah,
I made it through. But that's when
okay.
it was really kicking in. I was like, okay, this is not
Yeah,
exactly what I want to do. Not right
yep.
now.
So you resigned with the school district?
I did. I resigned in February.
Okay. And did you stop
I,
then or did you make it to the end of the
I
year?
went to the end of the year. I went ahead and put in my notice so she could go ahead and get someone to
Yep.
fill my position.
Yep.
But I was like, okay, this is official. I have to make this commitment because
Yep.
at the end of the day, it was about my family, and
Totally.
that's what I had to go
Totally.
with.
I know how scary that is. I did the same thing. I in like February, I put in the notice, and then everyone after COVID hit, everyone was like, "Oh, maybe you should stay another year just in case." And I was like, "Too late. I already did it."
Yeah, it's too late now. I can't.
Yeah.
I cannot do it.
Yeah. So when did you open your preschool?
I actually haven't opened yet.
Oh,
My
okay.
plan
Oh,
was
well,
to
you
do
have a
an
very nice setup going on for having not opened yet.
and it's even. I actually switched to doing online again. So I was
Oh,
going to
okay.
do in person, which is why I set up my room,
Yeah.
and then
COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't feel comfortable right now. So
Yeah. Well,
I'm
it's
just gonna
awesome
stay.
that you have that option. You can switch back and forth whenever you need
Yes,
to. Like
that's
that's
what's
the
really
best
cool.
part anyway. Yeah.
Yes. I'm
Totally.
like, I'm gonna reevaluate in January and see
Mhm.
how things are looking with the schools being open, like
Right.
if they've
Yeah.
got a handle on things, and I can jump in and do it too. So
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Okay, so how is your online school set up?
I will teach. I actually start on Wednesday, so in 2 days.
Yay.
So I will teach a 2 o'clock class
Okay.
from 2 to 2:30, live, and
Hmm.
I'll do pre-recorded classes twice a week. So Monday and Wednesday I teach live, and I'll probably send the recording out on Sunday or Friday afternoon
Okay.
and Tuesday. So they have that time, different days to do preschool 4 days a week.
Okay. So
So
are the recorded classes like the teaching time and then the live ones are like the preschool pals? Kind of, is that how you're doing it?
kind of a little different. The recorded is teaching time, like circle time,
Mhm.
and getting all that in. But my preschool is really focused on movement and music. So when we
Awesome.
come together, it's a lot of that. So we start with the first 10 to 15 minutes of just movement, music, learning through singing.
Hmm.
And then we'll go into a story to read together and ask those questions that really get their brain thinking, and also pull into social emotional thinking at that point.
Yep.
And then we'll end with share time, or this is a really difficult concept. I wanted to actually see you try this one. So the last little bit, like 10 minutes, is kind of, okay, what do you need today? But every day, every week, we'll have like a share time, and it's fun stuff for them to do too.
Yeah, yeah. You can always do like what are they, scavenger hunts? They love the scavenger
Yeah.
hunts.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Oh
I mean
yeah,
just
find a
getting them to
circle.
like share, share anything. They'll run and find their favorite toy and give you a 10-minute long explanation about
Oh
why it's
yeah,
their favorite toy. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Well,
the
that's
best.
awesome. And how did you find your students? What was that process like?
Facebook. I did the 7-day challenge.
Okay.
The 7-day challenge, and I put my script out there, and I actually did that for my summer program, which I never actually did. I got 3 signups through that, but I
Okay.
had to end up giving refunds because I just wasn't ready. I actually moved into a new house in the
Oh,
summer too, so
that's
it
a
was a
lot.
lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So now I have 4 signups, but I did the script one time,
Hmm.
and then a lot of people shared. It was kind of overwhelming to see how many people supported me. I was really nervous about it, and then
Hmm.
I saw so much support. It was amazing.
That's
But I also,
awesome.
yeah, I also do Snapchat ads, and I have a
Oh,
YouTube channel.
Snapchat ads.
Yeah,
Interesting. I didn't even know
Google.
that was a thing. Snapchat
Yeah,
ads.
Snapchat.
Wow.
Now you
I'm so
can't just
behind
go to
on,
stores.
I don't even know how to Snapchat. Don't even know how to do it, but I didn't even know they had ads. That's another
Yeah,
avenue.
yeah,
Awesome.
that's not it's not bad. So yeah, Snapchat and Google, and I am starting a Facebook ad. I'm still working on my Facebook ad,
Okay.
but
Do you have your business page set up, your Facebook business page?
yes, I have a
Awesome.
business page. I have my private group for my enrollments and
Okay.
everything like that.
Have you been scouring those moms pages in your
Yes,
area? Did you
it's
move
so
to like a
tricky.
whole nother area or just another house?
Different city, but only like 20 minutes away from my old house.
Okay. Okay.
So not much difference, but it's just so tricky with the mom rules. Like I don't want to break a
Yeah.
rule by saying anything, but
Yeah.
let me just post this activity and just see what
Yeah.
happens.
I did that last year. I posted an activity and I was like, I know a lot of you parents are just starting out with distance learning and it's really overwhelming. Here's a preschool math activity that you could do. And I just showed them like a little game, an ice cream tray
Mhm.
game. And that got some just like that. I didn't
Yeah.
mention, I just like, I own a preschool and I just wanted to share this information so you guys can, and then just that got me some sign up.
That's
So
awesome.
definitely do stuff like that. You're like, I'm just helping you out. And if you like it, come back, that type of thing. Just dropping a
Yeah.
little knowledge. That's
Also,
definitely good.
next door, that neighborhood app.
Yeah.
I actually have a
I
sign
put
up
ads
from
on
that.
that, but I didn't get anything from it. But I put ads on it and it seemed like it would be a good place. I didn't really like delve
Mhm.
deep enough, but I just go on the mom's pages and I search preschool and then I see all the like, who can recommend a preschool? And then I just like drop my link. That's a good way to do it. Yeah.
I'll have to find that.
Yeah. So what would be your, once COVID and everything hopefully calms down, what would be your big plans for your preschool?
I would love to open up in person. That's
Mm-hmm.
like number one, having about 6 people in home
Mm-hmm.
to start off with, maybe I'm leaving Tuesday and Thursdays open right now. So that whenever I'm ready to start, I will take it on Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to do like morning and afternoons, like 2
Mm-hmm.
sessions, but just to have it in this little room for the main part, and then I have my dining room across the hall, and then
Mm-hmm.
that will be for crafts and things. So I had it all set up in my head, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to get a chance to do it one day.
Yeah. Yeah. I can, yeah, it's disappointing at first, but now, you're adapting. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
We all got to adapt. Yeah. So how did it feel to get your first sign up once you were like out on your own and how did that feel?
So actually, I'll go back to my summer program. So I did the script, I
Mhm.
put it out there, and it was only 45 minutes until I had my first person paid.
Nice.
And I I was jumping around in my room. I ran to my husband like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And it was just it was an amazing thing. It
Yeah.
was so great.
Did it give you that confidence that you needed?
It did. It did. Like, okay, now I have to keep pushing. If I have one, I can't have them in class by themselves. So it's like
Yeah.
now I really have to
Yeah.
step it up.
Then they keep coming. Then they keep
Yeah.
coming. Yep. That's awesome. And how do you think the preschool all-stars helped you in this journey, being part of that group?
Oh, like everything. I have so many questions about just little things, like even trying to get an in-person preschool started. I was thinking, okay, then what do I need? All these videos are already made, and I'm still like, oh, well, I'm in North Carolina, so what do I do here? And then I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm here too. We did this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So just like always having someone to talk to, and a stranger who maybe never even talks in the group. It doesn't have to be Joy, which she's amazing, but it can be anybody. So that's why it's so much different. It's really cool to have that community.
Totally. Totally. Yeah. So are you going to be licensed when you open your local, or are you trying to be licensed, or what are the licensing requirements? How many kids are you allowed to have without one?
So licensing here, it's not actually. I talked to a licensing person. I was like, okay, so what do I need to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I can only have 4 students if I'm licensed, including
Yeah.
my own children.
Oh,
So
if
only
you're
3
licensed or unlicensed?
if I'm licensed.
What?
Yeah, it's really weird. So he basically told me, don't get licensed.
What? How many are you allowed to have without one?
There's no limit.
What?
I'm like, I don't know. I'm not gonna go crazy, but it's no limit at all if I'm not licensed.
Is that
I'm like,
because you're only doing it for a few hours? Is it like a
yes.
time limit?
It
Oh,
has to be 4 hours for anything to count. So as
wow.
long as it's 2.5, I'm like, there are absolutely no rules. Now, granted, I'm gonna follow all except for a background check. But I'm gonna do as much as I can to like
Yeah,
get
yeah.
everything up to code
Great.
and then
Oh
open up.
man, that's so nice.
Yeah,
Gosh, I
was like,
wish Nevada
yes.
had those rules because I would totally take that option because
Oh, yeah.
I would still have the same amount of kids probably, but just to not have to deal with all the worry of
Mhm.
licensing would be nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I was
really
like,
good
wow.
though. Yeah. It's almost like they're encouraging people to not get licensed, right?
Kinda. Kind of
Yeah.
how it
Okay.
sounds. Like,
Yeah.
as long as you're not keeping them too long, don't worry about
Right,
it.
right, right. I feel like a lot could happen in 4 hours, but interesting.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So, okay, I won't argue with you. It
Yeah.
works for
Hey, don't
me.
argue with that. Definitely take it. What would you say the biggest roadblock has been so far in this journey?
I think it's been myself
Hmm.
over and over. It's been my own head
Yeah.
stopping me from pushing to the next point, or I'll just make myself feel like I'm too busy to do preschool stuff. So here I am, not doing
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So actually, I wanted to push back my start date for my fall enrollment, my fall session. And I was like, I can't do that to myself again.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I just said, nope, I'm doing it right now. And
Yeah.
I got myself ready.
Good.
So
And it doesn't have to be perfect. You'll
it
learn as you
doesn't.
go.
Yeah,
You'll look back at your first one and be like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. And now
that
look
was
where I am.
terrible.
Yeah. Totally. I definitely look back like that and be like, wow, I don't know, which brings me into my next question, which is a question that Joy's been asking. So I'm jumping on board there. How far have you come in a year?
Hmm.
Like, tell me
Well,
some of the big accomplishments you feel like happened in the past year that maybe you wouldn't have thought about happening this time last year.
this time last year, I wasn't thinking about preschool at all,
Okay.
for one. But just my confidence in myself and my ability. Like, I would have never posted a video of myself teaching
Mm-hmm.
on my social media because I've done it forever online with VIP Kids. So I'm used to being so animated, but none of my friends have seen me like that.
Yeah.
Only my family that's seen me teaching online has seen me do it, and they always pick on me. So
Right. Right. Yeah.
just the fact that I actually posted a video a few weeks ago of me teaching, and I was like, like I just clicked send and I just
Yeah.
sent it, and it
That's
was
what it is.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I had so much positive feedback. I even had my friends show me a video of their children interacting with the video, and I was
Oh, I
like,
love that.
so it
I
was
love
amazing.
seeing those videos.
Yes.
It feels good to see it on the other end, what
Yeah.
what you're hoping they're experiencing. And then they send you a picture and they're like, they left class today. And you're like, oh, good. They were actually
Yeah.
experiencing what I wanted them to.
Like, I don't sound completely
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, cool.
Oh, I mean, I still sound completely crazy, but they don't mind. They're 3 years
don't
old.
care.
So that's the best part.
Yes.
Yeah. It was funny yesterday or a day or two ago. I had one of my kids in my class say, Miss Johnson or Miss Bethany, what's that on your shirt? And I looked down and I was like, that's either yellow paint, which we were using earlier, or baby poop. And I'm like, you know what? Pretty sure that's baby poop. And then I realized that the baby pooped 4 hours ago and I'd just be walking around with poop on my shirt. And I was like, it's a really good thing that I teach 3 and 4-year-olds because they were like, oh yeah, poop on your shirt. Like they didn't care. It was just like totally normal to them. And I'm like, there's a lot of grace when you're working with 3 and 4-year-olds.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say to any other ladies who are maybe starting out on this journey? What words of wisdom or encouragement could you give to them?
Just believe in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people are rooting for you.
Yeah,
And I think that's true.
definitely. And in your preschool, do you have like a niche that you're fitting into, or is it kind of like all around preschool skills? Or you said it was more movement and
Yeah.
okay.
Music and movement. Yeah. So when I send out my little Blooming Buds box is what I call them, they have instruments in there, like a little kazoo and a maraca shaker and
Uh-huh.
things like that. So we automatically are gonna, I gotta use those things. I sent them. So we're gonna make
Yeah,
sure we're
totally.
using them for, I honestly, so much math is in music, it's crazy. So
Yes,
we'll be
definitely.
doing that a
That's a
lot.
great way to teach them math skills. Wow. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna look into more of that. That sounds really fun. I mean, we do music and stuff, but honestly, half the time that I bring out the instruments, I feel like it just erupts into chaos and just like loud, banging
Yeah.
everywhere. And then I get really overwhelmed. Do you have any advice for me for that not to happen?
See, now I've worked with older students before, so
Yeah.
I would say, just based on like what I've seen, to introduce everything slowly.
Mhm.
That's the thing, one thing at a time, and then have a place for it to be where it's quiet.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're not using your drumstick, it needs to be in your lap with your hands somewhere else. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
just having that place that's silent.
Quiet
You don't want to
healing.
get it taken away.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I feel like I get like way more overwhelmed than the kids, and then I'm just like,
Probably.
okay, that was fun. We're gonna move on. And I'm
It's
like,
usually the
I
teacher.
appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Well, Olivia, I want to wish you so much luck in your first class on Wednesday.
Thank
I hope it
you.
goes amazingly, and I hope this COVID stuff gets worked out so you can open up that beautiful room of yours soon.
Yes, thank you. I need hugs again from the littles.
Oh, I hear it. I know it. I know it. Thank you so much for talking to us, and we look forward to following your journey.
If you'd like to have a success story just like that one, I invite you to join our Preschool All-Stars. It's my exclusive membership community where you'll get mentorship from me with weekly Q&A lives, support and guidance and friendship from hundreds of women on the exact same journey as you, starting, running, and growing their preschools, and my exclusive access to Preschool University, every training and done-for-you file that you'll need for every milestone on your journey to help you start, run, and grow your preschool. We've all been there, and we've got the exact same steps that you need to go through, but we do it all very quickly so that you don't have to waste time or money doing the wrong things at the wrong time. We'd love for you to join our Preschool All-Stars membership. Just go to preschoolallstars.com or click the link in the description to immediately jump into Preschool All-Stars. Again, go to preschoolallstars.com and we'll see you there.